guys, I don't know how you would even get in this car. I can't even get my leg in here. Seriously, look at this. Welcome back to Epic Cars, and today is going to be a little bit different kind of video in the fact that it's a lot of talking and kind of some camera shots and so forth, where I basically just hit record and you guys are watching the rest of it. But this is a very, very exciting episode, and the fact that this is probably the first episode in a series of about 2, 3, maybe even 4, where we get our first exotic car on Epic Cars. So this is pretty cool. So we are going to be working on a project, and here it is. Let me tell you a little bit of background on the story. Got a call from a friend who said a friend of theirs was in a pretty sad situation. Her husband had passed away. He had a collection of cars, and obviously now that he had passed, and it passed fairly suddenly, she just didn't know where to go. And kind of give you some history, I've been doing this probably over the last 5, 6, 7 years, just helping people sell assets, whether it be cars, motorcycles, tools, real estate, things like that, just helping people out. I mean, I just kind of have a little knack for it. And what's great about it was Chandler, my mechanic, you know, since he's come on board, is especially things that are needing some repair, that are needing a little bit of work to get the highest amount of value out of it for an individual. It really works out because he's able to work with me in getting that asset, you know, again, whether it's a tractor or a truck or whatever, running and driving and doing really well, to where we can then sell it for more money in the long run and get the most profit for the client that I'm working with. And so I got the call from my friend that said, hey, this may be a deal you're interested in. Really didn't get a lot of details on top of that. Went over to her house, looked at the car, and of course, as you can imagine, you know, picture me kind of not knowing what we're looking at here, then turning the corner in the garage and seeing this. Pretty mind-blowing. A 1999 Lamborghini VT Diablo. So it's an all-wheel drive Diablo. Has the 5.7 liter V12 manual transmission, all-wheel drive. I mean, just an amazing car. And so when I was sitting there, I was like, okay, yeah, I've never really worked on something like this before. But also, when you're going through this process, you just don't know, you know, kind of where it was left, especially in this case. The lady's husband was just, I mean, I wish I could have met him, because he obviously was a genius. He put this car back together after it had been in a pretty bad accident, probably, gosh, I don't even remember the year, but I mean, it was probably 20 years ago, something like that, maybe even longer than that. So he had put this car completely back together using Lamborghini parts, and, you know, just can you imagine gathering that stuff? I mean, the fact that you could even find a Lamborghini Diablo part from 1999 would be daunting at first, but he was able to find original parts, put it all back together. And whenever I discovered it in the garage, she had said that it was running and driving. But when I saw it, I mean, the center console was all taken apart. There was other components just kind of not on the car. And so you just don't know really what you're stepping into, especially on a hypercar, a supercar like that. You know, what's wrong with it? Why is it in the garage? Why is it not running and starting and everything right now? It was up on car dollies, you know, little roll around things for each 4 wheels, so he could move it. Things were taken apart. So I thought, well, what am I getting myself in here? I hope I can do it. And so I explained to her, yeah, I mean, this is something that we do. At the same point in time, don't know if we're going to be able to do it on a Lamborghini, but we sure will try. And here we go. So this first video is about us just figuring it out. Literally, this is our first time to be involved, getting in the car, turning the key, seeing what's wrong with it, and we even got a first startup on this one. So take a look at this. trying to see if we get power to it. So we had a battery charger hooked up back here, but it didn't seem like it was doing anything. So we hooked it up to our jumper cables, and see if I can crawl in here. Oh god, it's very small. We'll see what happens here. We got lights. Battery shows it's charging. None of the gauges seem to be working. Lights work. Turn signals work. Clutch in. It's in neutral. Ooh, yeah. Now I can really hear the fuel pump. Whew! Okay. Start. So that was our problem the whole time. Okay. What are you thinking? What we need to probably... I'd love to crank it like a little bit without it starting. I'd have to go to the chiropractor every day after driving this car. Okay, clutch in. Oh, there we go. Hit the button. Now it won't start. Holy moly, that kicked right over.
That sounds awesome.
Let's try that one more time. Okay, now it won't.
Might have to click the anti-theft again, maybe?
Maybe. Okay, so we had some warning lights on the dash, which is exactly what he was working on. ABS, the airbag. AC is not charged, blowing cold or warm.
Yeah, I don't know if that's got the 134.
He's got, I think it does, well, I don't know, 98, 99. They may have switched by then. He's got some over here on his gauges, so I'm assuming that's probably true. Wow, that started right up. Let's try it again. I don't know what this snowflake is. I'm assuming that means the AC's bad, or like maybe not working or something. Wow.
Yeah, that sounds really
That is a very nice sound. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the kill switch off. There we go. Now we have nothing going to the dash, so it won't drain the battery. It's not even like smoky in here either. I mean, it's...
No, it was hitting the exhaust door. The pipes were pointed right at the door.
Yeah.
I was trying to get it to go up. I just can't see what it's getting caught.
It's not even that bad though. I mean, we start some of our cars and it smokes us out, but
Yeah.
this one, it's low on fuel, so it needs some fuel. Maybe that, okay, so that explains it then. Maybe there's nowhere to mount that wing, but this entire panel's gone. So I wonder if he sent that off to paint or something.
Maybe the wing or the spoiler's got the panel built into it?
I mean, it's inside, it's just got two legs that come down and attach to something.
Yeah.
So this panel, there's a whole panel that goes back here. But I don't see that anywhere. Like the little radiator fans?
It's pretty cool. Oh!
That's where those grills go. Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
Huge.
Yeah.
That's exactly where those go.
Got the little things that slide into there.
And then they just screw in the top. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe it's that side. There's the air conditioner compressor right there. And he marked on it, so I bet you he just replaced it, hasn't even charged it yet.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so now it's finding the screws that go in that. They just look like bolts.
Yeah. It's just got. Oh, actually, there's nothing. It's not threaded or nothing.
Oh, really? Oh, so it's like a front and a back, a nut and a bolt?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
There we go. This one fits in here much better.
I don't know how long it's been since it's been off these jack stands, so we will see. Probably been a while to be back down on pavement. Do we have any blocks?
Took them out, but I got to do.
Okay.
Yeah, that thing's got like no suspension.
Well, I think it's all hydraulic, so that's going to be the issue. Is there's nothing. Yeah, and it may be because remember there's a couple of plugs underneath there that are not plugged in.
Yeah, the ones that.
So it's probably not jacking up the hydraulic suspension.
Yeah, there's no power going to them, but I just don't know where to plug in it because the plugs are like non-existent, the other sides of the plugs.
So we need. Good. She is back on the ground. So now front end. Yeah, I'm only gonna move it like a just what, yeah, just when I'm off those boards, yeah. Tell me, and then I'll put it back.
Yeah, if you turn your hood to the left, you should clear everything.
It's saying parking brake.
Might just be the sensor and the shifter.
Yeah. So to get it in reverse, you got to push down. It's a gut drag. So push down and then up, or it won't go in to reverse.
And I think it's
Look how low that is. I mean, I've seen them in person, but for some reason this one just seems more dramatically low. I mean, obviously it's probably the Coney shocks aren't jacked up with fluid, but still, even the top of it. Okay, well, that's awesome. We need to get gas, fresh gas.
I don't even know where the gas tank is.
It's right over here.
Is it?
Yeah, there's a gas release button in there. Now, if it doesn't work, I don't know. So that's the project we're going to be working on, guys. This is a pretty special car. 1999 Lamborghini, like I said, 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. Top speed of 202 miles an hour. 529 horsepower. Let's see. Audi purchased, this is kind of a unique car in the fact that Audi purchased Lamborghini in 1999. So this was a late 1999 car. It is on the registry, the Lamborghini registry, but it's listed as crashed. And so we're obviously in the process of changing that because it's no longer crashed. I mean, it's a running, driving car. I drove it today. What's interesting about it interesting about the Diablo is only about 2,903 total units were produced in the entire run from 1990 to 2001. So that's only an average of 263 units a year. I mean, that's a rare car. Doug DeMuro just did a deal, just a few days ago, I think, on market capitalization of cars, and meaning, you take the amount of units that were produced, the average sales price of that car, and then you get a market capitalization. And he himself even talked about the Countach and Diablo and Murcielagos and so forth, how they have a really, really low market cap, meaning that he thinks that they're undervalued. And I agree 100%. These Diablos, to get a manual gated transmission, V12, carbureted V12, and still kind of hand built. I mean, you can tell when you're looking at this car and working around the car, it's a very hand built car. It's not a mass produced situation. Things just, things don't line up the way they should and that kind of stuff, because it was completely one off. I mean, almost like each car is a custom car. And back in, I don't know, when, 1999, whenever this was brand new, it was about a $260,000 car. Now, I mean, they kind of bumped around for a long time in the $100,000, $150,000 range. And then right around 2019, 2020, they just started shooting up. Now, the issue with this car is, like I said, it has been wrecked. And so, it has been rebuilt. But we're going to be going through the process of getting it retitled with a rebuilt title. So it's a marketable title. And secondly, I'm going to be showing you guys some of the things that, the guy did to it to get it up and working. Some of the stuff we're going to be doing to get it up and running in perfect condition. And it's going to be for sale fairly soon. So, in fact, it's going to be back in my shop, this shop that I'm in right now, probably in about 2 weeks. So we're going to be kind of doing some final touches to it, then getting it detailed, doing some fun stuff with it, and then going on down the road to try to get it sold. So my job is to make as much money as possible for this lady, and I'm going to do everything I can to make that possible. And you guys get to come along with us for the ride and the journey. So guys, I'm pretty excited about this one. It's about time Epic Cars got an epic car in the shop, and I'm very thankful and blessed that she trusts us to be able to do that work for her. So guys, crack is whack, God is good, and man, we finally got an epic car on Epic Cars, guys. Everybody needs a little epic car in their life. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Stay tuned.